Broadcasting live from somewhere in the Shadow Realm, this is YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Here's your host, Doug Dimmaduel.
Hey there, and welcome to another episode of YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Today, I want to take a look at the Yami Yugi level 4 victory rewards that you can possibly get when you're going to the gate in Duel World, and see what kind of cards you can get from going up against Yugi. So there's a few pretty good ones, a few that are just okay, but I'll start going through the normals, then the rares, then the supers, and then the one ultra rare, which I'm sure you will never guess what it is. So first, I will start with the normal card that you could get out of here. It's a spell card, Knight's Tale. What it does is you tribute one face-up Dark Magician and special summon one Dark Magician Knight from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So, if you want to run any type of Dark Magician Knight, this card will allow you to do that. So, that brings me up to the next normal card, Dark Magician Knight. It is a level 7 warrior, and it is a 2500 attack, 2100 defense, seems to be mirroring Dark Magician. And its effect is cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned with Knight's Title, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. When this card is special summoned, target one card on the field and destroy that target. So basically what it does, it's really a roundabout way to get to destroy one of your opponent's monsters, but given the situation, it could be well worth it. But, of course, it requires you to have a Dark Magician on the field already and to use Knight's Title, magic card, to get this guy out here. But once you do get this card out, you can activate its effect, destroy one of your opponent's monsters, and that could get your opponent a little salty. So, now we're going into some of the rare cards in here. The first rare is a spell card, Thousand Knives. If you control Dark Magician, target one monster your opponent controls, destroy that target. So, another one of the prereqs being having a Dark Magician on the field again, but if you do, Thousand Knives is a pretty useful card. The next rare is Gazelle, the King of Mythical Beasts. It is a level 4 beast monster, 1500 attack, 1200 defense. It's just a normal monster, and that's where we're going to leave it. Then you have Curse of Dragon. It's a rare, level 5 dragon type monster, 2000 attack, 1500 defense, and it's not a bad card. Requires one tribute, and you have a 2000 attack monster on the field. But what I end up using it for is as fodder for a fusion summon, and you'll see why, because it just depends on if you get this card or not. But moving forward to the next monster, it is a level 5 Baphomet. I can't even tell if I'm pronouncing that name right, but it is a level 5 Fiend monster, 1400 attack, 1800 defense. When this card is normal or flip summoned, you can add one Gazelle, the King of Mythical Beasts, from your deck to your hand. So what that ends up doing is actually, this effect sets you up pretty nicely if you have Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast. I'm going to skip ahead because this is one of the super rare cards that you could get from here. It is a level 6 Beast Fusion monster that requires Gazelle, the King of Mythical Beasts, and Baphomet. It's a 2100 attack, 1800 defense monster, and when this card is destroyed, you can target one Baphomet or Gazelle, the King of Mythical Beasts, in your graveyard and special summon that target. So, not a bad fusion monster as well, as long as you have the pieces. Anyway, back to the rares. We're going to go check out, of course, one of the classics. This one's a throwback. Gaia the Fierce Knight. It is a level 7 warrior, 2300 attack, 2100 defense. I mean, nothing else I could really say about this one. This was always one of my favorite cards when Yu-Gi-Oh! First came out. Now moving into the super rare cards, we have a spell card, Diffusion Wave Motion. It is its effect is this card is not treated as a fusion card. Pay 1000 life points, then target one level 7 or higher spellcaster type monster you control. This turn, only that monster can attack, and it must attack all monsters your opponent controls, once each. The effect of effect monsters destroyed by these attacks do not activate and are negated. So this one's a mouthful, but I really like where this one goes, especially the part where any effect monsters that end up being destroyed in the process don't have their effects activated. that's nice, especially if you're going up against an opponent who is playing a lot of flip-activated monsters, where they have a lot of monsters set on the field, and they rely heavily on those flip effects, or those effects once the monsters are destroyed. Diffusion Wave Motion, holy cow, this thing can do could do a lot of damage to your opponent in regards that they won't be able to activate their effects. So I thought that was a pretty neat card. This next card you're also able to get just from leveling up your legendary duelist Yami Yugi, but also you have the potential to get more from going up against level 40 Yami Yugi, and this is a potential drop. Mystic Box. It's a spell card. What you do is target one monster your opponent controls and one monster you control. Destroy the first target, then give control of the second target to your opponent. So this card is pretty good if you're running, even some of those decks where you're running token spell cards, where you have 0 attack, 0 defense tokens on the field. Well, you put the token on the field on your side, and then you activate Mystic Box, destroy one of your opponent's strong monsters, and give them the 0 attack, 0 defense token. So they're sitting there with a useless card on their side of the field, unless they want to use it as tribute fodder, if they're even able to, depending on the token. But yeah, Mystic Box, really cool card, really underrated in certain scenarios. I love this one a lot. The next super rare that you could get is Catapult Turtle. It is a level 5 Aqua monster, 1000 attack, 2000 defense. Its effect is once per turn, you contribute one monster. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the tributed monster's attack on the field. So, depending on the situation, this could be a game ender if you decide to use its effect to burn your opponent. So, one scenario that I could think of is, say your opponent has 1,000 life points left, and you just want to do some burn damage to end the game. Well, say you have Curse of Dragon out there, 2000 attack. Activate Catapult Turtle's effect. Just tribute that Curse of Dragon, and it'll take half of that monster's attack. 2,000, divide that by 2. 1,000 attack, boom, you drain your opponent for that last 1,000 life points, and you end up winning the duel. So Catapult Turtle is a good situational card. However, the only drawback is that it does require one tribute to get it out on the field, because it is level 5. So that's the hang up that I have, because it seems like it would take too long to really get this thing going. If it was a level 4, or if it would require no tributes to get onto the field, and then I could activate its effect, I feel like it would be a bit more useful. The next super rare, of course, I already discussed that, was the Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast, that fusion monster that looked pretty cool. So, again, we already discussed that, so I'll move on to the next one. Gaia the Dragon Champion is another super rare here. It is a level 7 fusion, 2600 attack, 2100 defense. Its fusion material requirements are Gaia the Fierce Knight and Curse of Dragon. So, not a bad 2600 attack monster to have on the field. I already have one of these, and I actually use it quite a bit in my fusion deck. And I don't even have a Gaia the Fierce Knight yet. I haven't been able to get one, but I do have a Curse of Dragon, so I will use it with some of those utility fusion cards and pull a Gaia the Dragon Champion out of my extra deck from, utilizing the fusion material. So that's the other super rare that you could get, and what's left over now is the final ultra rare card. You guessed it, Dark Magician. Level 7, Spellcaster, 2500 attack, 2100 defense. The heart and soul of a lot of Spellcaster decks and a lot of Magician decks. Just all around a good card, and I personally like trying to use Dark Magician because of the fact that it is a normal monster, and it seems like a lot of the spell and trap cards and a lot of the effect cards out there right now do favor high-level normal monsters that don't have effects. So, with that, I mean, that's what you're able to get out of Yami Yugi, level 40, if you're able to get some of the drop rewards. Not so bad. There's some pretty good ones in here. Of course, there are some better than others. I personally would love to get a few more copies of Mystic Box if I'm able to really try and farm Yami Yugi. And if you're unaware, there are plenty of videos out on YouTube about farming level 40 and level 30 Legendary Duelist to try and get as high of an assessment score as you can to get the most rewards out of each of your duels. Because I know you're expending a lot of keys, especially when you're going up against a level 40 Legendary Duelist. I believe that Yami Yugi at level 40 requires 56 black keys and 104 the normal keys. I'm forgetting the colors of each of the keys here, but it's a pretty high cost, but you do get some pretty good rewards if you're able to defeat Yugi. So, and again, too, if you want me to discuss some of the general farming strategies going up against Yami Yugi, let me know. I'll be happy to discuss that in a future episode as well. Just reach out on Twitter at YuGiOh Deck Talk. It's all one word, at YuGiOh Deck Talk, and I'll be more than happy to discuss that in a future episode. So, with that, that's it for today's episode of YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.